You were told the Great Red Spot is just a giant hurricane that has been raging for 300 years. New data proves this is completely wrong. It's not just weather, it's something else entirely. Buried deep inside Jupiter. Every science classroom, every glossy textbook, every childhood planetarium show repeats the same story. Jupiter's Great Red Spot is a hurricane, swirling for centuries, stubborn and eternal. The phrase is burned into memory, an ancient storm older than the United States, raging in a world of endless wind. The image is simple, almost comforting. A vast red cyclone circling in place while the solar system spins on. But this familiar lesson hides a deeper unease. If it's just a storm, why does it refuse to die? Why does it stretch deeper than any earthly hurricane, plunging hundreds of kilometers beneath the clouds? Why does it shrink, warp, and feed on smaller tempests like a living thing? The more scientists measure, the stranger the red spot becomes. The old explanations, handed down for generations, start to unravel. What if the truth is more unsettling? What if the Great Red Spot is not just a storm but an anomaly, an engine, a wound, a secret buried in Jupiter's abyss? In July and December of 2019, the Juno spacecraft swept low over Jupiter's Great Red Spot, its instruments tuned to the faintest shifts in gravity. Marzia Parisi and Yossi Caspi, leading the analysis, watched as Juno's radio signals, traveling at the speed of light, bent ever so slightly, betraying the mass hidden below those swirling clouds. The data told a story no textbook had dared. The red spot is anchored 300 to 500 kilometers beneath Jupiter's visible surface. Not a shallow swirl, not a weather pattern clinging to the top of the clouds, but a vast upright anomaly reaching deep, deeper than Mount Everest stacked 30 times. Juno's Doppler tracking, precise to 1/100th of a millimeter per second, mapped the abyss beneath the storm. The old image of a surface hurricane collapsed. Instead, the red spot revealed itself as something far stranger, an engine sunk deep in Jupiter's flesh, its roots twisting into darkness where no sunlight has ever reached. In 1665, Giovanni Cassini peered through his telescope in Paris and recorded a blemish on Jupiter's face, a crimson wound that he called the permanent spot. For nearly 50 years, the spot seemed to hold its ground steady at the same southern latitude, a fixture in the shifting chaos of Jupiter's clouds. Then, without warning, it vanished from human sight. For more than a century, telescopes found nothing but blankness where the spot had been. The records go silent. No sketches, no coordinates, no whispers of a storm. When a new scar reappeared in the 1830s, astronomers wondered if it was truly the same anomaly Cassini had tracked, or a fresh eruption born from Jupiter's hidden depths. The gap in the archives leaves a haunting question. Has the Great Red Spot died and returned before? Is the storm we see today an imposter, or just the latest mask worn by something deeper and more elusive than any textbook ever admitted? Every 90 days, the Great Red Spot pulses and shifts, as if something beneath Jupiter's clouds is flexing its muscles. Hubble's Opal program, led by Amy Simon, has tracked this rhythm, a cycle of stretching and squeezing that makes the spot jiggle like a bowl of gelatin. The core brightens, then dims, as if inhaling and exhaling energy. But this anomaly does not survive on its own. Hubble and ground-based telescopes have caught it in the act of cannibalism, devouring smaller storms and eddies that wander too close. Each merger injects fresh momentum, feeding the vortex and keeping it alive. Without this steady diet, the spot begins to shrink and fade. What looks like a storm is more like a hungry engine, desperate for fuel from the chaos swirling around it. Winds scream around the rim of the Great Red Spot at more than 400 miles per hour. enough to tear steel from concrete if unleashed on Earth. But these gales are only the surface signature of something far stranger. Deep below, vertical currents spiral upward and downward, drawing energy from Jupiter's hidden layers. Juno's sensors have detected faint pulses of heat rising from the abyss, as if the spot is venting power from a buried furnace. Acoustic waves ripple through the upper atmosphere, heating the clouds in patterns that defy simple meteorology. This is not weather as we know it. The red spot behaves more like a planetary engine, an anomaly that converts the chaos of Jupiter's interior into relentless motion, feeding off the planet's own heat and the storms it devours. Its survival depends on this hidden machinery, a process that may already be faltering as the spot begins to shrink. The Great Red Spot is shrinking faster than ever recorded. Its diameter now measures 12,500 kilometers, smaller than Earth itself. Hubble's latest images and ground-based telescopes confirm the contraction is accelerating, the oval tightening into a circle, the once sprawling wound closing in on itself. Where 3 Earths could once fit inside its borders, barely one would fit today. The spot's color deepens, but the engine beneath seems to be losing power. Scientists track each oscillation, each flicker of change, knowing that what has endured for centuries could vanish within our lifetime. The abyss is collapsing, and no one can say if the anomaly will ever return. Right now, Jupiter's abyssal engine shrinks, flickers, and threatens to vanish. We are not watching a storm. We are witnessing the unknown rewriting itself. Live in the shadows of a giant. What will emerge next?